Hello, amazing Aries. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm here for your July 2021 reading. And I have been simmering in Aries energy prior to pressing record. And I've got a message for you guys. And then I'm going to pull a card to layer that conversation. And towards the end of this video, I'll pull one card for relationship as well. But the message that I got for Aries in July is freeing yourself for a bigger life. Freeing yourself for a bigger life. Now, when I tuned into Aries, I think the thing that stood out is how big and beautiful Aries' life has been becoming in the last sort of year, maybe a year and a half. I feel like there has been big life change for you guys, and that you are actually living whole new worlds that never existed to you maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I feel like the things that are happening for you now would have been unimaginable to a previous version of yourself. It does feel like everything is slowly improving for you, and it's actually gone beyond what you would have thought for yourself. There are certain areas of your life that are so bright and so brilliant and so beautiful, and I do believe that this hasn't just happened to you. I believe you have chosen it. Now, it might not have been that you sat there and mapped it out, Aries, and went, I want this, and this, because there is element of the unimaginable here. But I feel like when you were offered to go bigger, you took that opportunity and you chose it. I feel like you have been embracing going forward, embracing inflating your life, embracing making changes, and embracing your own transformation. And that this at times hasn't been easy for you. It wasn't an overnight thing, but you have done it. Do you know, like, you are incredibly impressive to me. I feel like what you have become in such a short amount of time is astonishing. And I feel like, you've been realizing that a lot of this was already inside of you. And it's just now that it's had the right circumstances or environment or the right platform to really be coming out in a big, big way. And I am so impressed by you guys. Is all I can say is I'm so impressed because you are so beautiful to me. And I think you've had a lot of experiences the past year that have shown you just how beautiful life can be. And it does feel like Aries is not going back. There is no backwards for Aries. You are not going back. You're not about to, this isn't about to dissolve and you're going to find yourself in the place you were a couple of years ago. You are in full forward motion, Aries, and the direction that you're going in is unstoppable. If you think that things have got better in certain ways now, I think it is absolutely beyond your comprehension of how much better things are going to get in the next year. This is a forward trajectory. Do you know, like, you are going onwards. Of course, we can never avoid some of those things that happen in life. There is the great unknown. There are things that are going to happen that are less desirable, right? That's just human living. But generally, you're going forward. And even if these things happen in life, these things aren't going to hold you back. They're not going to sort of have this impact on you where you retract and you undo all this incredible work that's been done. I feel like the life you're in now, this is where you belong, and all that's going to happen is it's just going to get wider and bigger and even better. And I'm not saying this from like over the top positivity or optimism. It genuinely feels quite true. I think you have got a lot ahead that you're going to want to get to. The only thing that maybe came up here that feels incredibly important is that you may find through July and perhaps even into August, right? Throughout July, you are now just addressing, paying attention to, and adjusting the last few elements that hold you back from fully enjoying and creating from the place you've arrived. Now, it might be that you just have a few little areas that need your attention, and I do believe you know what they are. These are the things that are not allowing you to feel free to actually live the fullness of this. Like, it's here, Aries, and more is coming. Really feel that. It is here. Everything that you've been asking for is here, and more is coming. And in order to be able to embrace that in the way that your heart is calling you to do it, there are just some little things that you need to free yourself from. And now I do believe you know what this is. I absolutely believe you know what these things are. There are just a few old things. And they're not old, are they? They're current. I know we like to say they're old things, they belong with the old life. But the fact is, if they're in the current life and they're happening now, they are current things. They are current things that just need your attention. And I think the reason that perhaps you felt like you've left this stuff till last to really deal with is just because if we'd asked you to deal with it a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that would have seemed too big. It would have seemed too big, and too, I will never be able to do it. It's going to require so much hard work. And I think the idea that it's going to be very hard, the idea that maybe you don't have the readiness or capacity to do it is the reason it hasn't been addressed yet. But I do feel like there is something happening in you in July, and also there's a lot of outer world support. So whether that is through friends and family or colleagues, or whether it is, you know, just full spirit universe support, or all of it, I just feel like there's so much around you now that is going to be helping you forward. But there is something happening in you where you realize, okay, yeah, if I had tried to do this 6 months ago, I was nowhere near ready. If I tried to do this a year ago, I was nowhere near ready. It probably would have been a lot more hard work than I wanted to make for myself, because it was just, it feels appropriate. It feels like if you tried to do this earlier, it would have been too much, but it's not now. It's not now. This isn't going to be as hard as it feels. I feel like there might be emotional moments, and perhaps the anticipation of dealing with some of these elements is emotional for you, and it is bringing up some emotion. But I feel like as you go to meet these little chains that bind you, I feel like instead of feeling completely wrapped up by these chains, you're going to realize they've got a clip. You just let them go. You know, like one of those funny little keyring clips or something, and you just go, oh, actually, I'm not as bound up as I thought I was. Actually, this is easier for me than I thought it was going to be. And it's because it's just the right time for you. There's been a lot of readying that has taken place, and you've got so much support around you, and things are working in your favor, and this is just the time. And so it's an interesting month for you, July, because you've got a lot around you that is calling to you and saying, this is beautiful, this is brilliant, this is amazing, I want more of this, and more comes. And so you've got a lot around you that you want, and that you're getting, and that you're doing, and that you're living. And then there are these little things, these little threads that need to be cut, these little chains that hold you back that need to be let go of. And I think because you've got so much greatness here, it's almost like you'll be able to do these uncomfortable little snip-offs, these kick-offs, these getting rid of the things that hold you back. And then you'll turn towards the light, because you will be so engulfed by it. You'll be so surrounded by the light, which is the brightness and the brilliance and the beauty in your world and the love and the togetherness, that although that's uncomfortable, you can immediately turn and be sort of buoyanced back up. Is that a word, buoyanced? You know, like buoyancy. There's this buoyancy. So you sort of feel like you're going to fall back a little bit, and then boing, you're forward, because there's so much around your world to just keep you standing and keep you feeling happy and keep you feeling excited and keep you feeling loved. And I just feel like you really don't have as much to worry about as you might have thought. And so there is a call for attention on cutting some of these chains. There is a call for just freeing yourself to enjoy the bigger life. So it might be that you've got, you know, some people in your world that really have to be let go of. It might be that you have some substances that need to be let go of. It might be that you've got a pattern of behavior, you know, like a way of doing things that just needs to be let go of. You might be, you know, finally taking that step to move away from a job, or finally taking that step to, you know, end a relationship. And that might be with anybody, right? It could be friends, family, lover. I just feel like there are these little elements that actually do need to go, because you've got so much greatness going on that freeing you up for them is really important. But also there's more coming. Like, this isn't it. Like, this isn't as good as it gets. There's more. And we just are, you know, supporting you so that you can really embrace the fullness of where you've arrived, because you did this, you created this, you chose this, you want this, and everything is now just encouraging you to know that you can have it in a fuller way. And that feels really good to me. That feels really exciting. But it does feel like there's a call to action. And once it's done, it's done. And I think that feeling of freedom is going to feel like such a relief to you that it's finally done. But also, I just think you're going to realize it's just not as big a deal as you thought it was going to be. Like I say, if we said to you to do this 6 months ago, I think you would have felt real pain and anguish and anxiety about it. And now you just realize, I actually don't care as much as I thought I did. I just feel like we've arrived where it's natural for me to let this go. And you will. You will. Like, I just know you will. You will do it, Aries. It's happening. And so I'm just pulling a card there just to really layer that conversation. And we've got the Page of Cups. And I will be honest, I also pulled another one just to get a little bit of a clarify that. And we got the World. So I've actually got two for you, Aries. And when I look at that and I put the two together, definitely, it feels like your new world is communicating with you. Yeah? Your new world, this world that you have now arrived in, but also the world that is evolving and opening up and becoming even bigger. It's communicating with you, Aries. It's talking to you. It's calling you. It's calling you like, hello, Aries, this is your new world. We have got more for you. Do you want it? And you're going to have to say, I do want it. I just need to take care of this. Or I'll say yes, and then I'm taking care of this simultaneously. It feels like your new life is beckoning you, your new world, your new opportunities, your new desires, and that realizing that this which you have now is just the beginning, and it is already more than you thought you'd be living. And there's more. And there is more. If this is just the beginning, it is just beyond your imagination how cool things are about to get. And it feels like in July, you probably have things that call you even more. Maybe there's more opportunity. Maybe there's more dreams and desires and goals. Maybe there's something that says, come with me. Come with me. And you'll say, I'm coming. But I can't bring this other thing with me. And you just unclip it. Because what's on offer is something you want. So that is really gorgeous to me. I love it. Of course, everything I've discussed can be applied to relationships. So, of course, I'm going to pull a card for a relationship right now. But you could probably rewatch this whole video through the lens of how it applies to relationship, and you could probably see that that's the same thing, right? That your relationships are calling you. And it might be that you are already in partnership and it's good and it's calling you, but it means you have to leave some things behind because you do want this. You do want this, and you want the partnership, and you know that the new worlds you're going to create in sort of within this partnership are worth having. And the joy and delight and support and nourishment and togetherness and connection that you receive from inside this relationship is what you want, but that some things can't come with you. But the things that can't come with you, you don't even want. So it's okay to let them go. It's okay to let them go, sort of be left behind now, because you don't even want those things. And so you can unclip them. You can unclip them. You don't even want it. You want what's on offer. And that will apply for new relationship. I feel like it might be that you have new opportunity this month, Aries, a new opportunity for something brand new. And it's looking good. But it requires you to unclip the old relationships, to unclip them. You don't want them. You don't want the old relationships. That's why you're not in them, right? That's why they've ended. That's why they caused you so much distress and analyzing and sleepless nights. You don't even want that shit. You want the new thing. And the new world may be beckoning you, but just layer that. Let's layer that with a card. King of Wands. If that isn't our ultimate Aries, I don't know what is. Like, that to me is an Aries. Whenever I see it, I go, that's our king fire sign, right? And this guy, he is the king of his kingdom. He wants to be there. He wants to be able to be a part of all this. He doesn't just sit there and observe the kingdom. He's a part of the kingdom. He's a part of the life. He's living it. He's engaged in it, and he owns it. But more importantly, he protects it. He cares for it. He nurtures it. He cares about this. The King of Wands cares about his creations. He cares about his people. He cares about that which he is ruling and creating. He cares about it. And when you care about it, you put it first. You prioritize it. You say, this is more important than all the other little things. I care about this. I'm going to put my time and energy into it. And I think when it comes to relationship, there is an encouragement to care enough about who you are inside your relationships, to care about your other person, and can care about what you're creating enough to leave that which you don't want behind. Because it doesn't have a place here. And with this being all about you, you know, this is our Aries card. This is about you owning that you're allowed this for me. Do you know, like looking at it and go, Aries, this is where you belong. You're allowed to have beautiful relationships. You're allowed to have this, and you belong here. This is where you always should have been sat, is inside the glory of relationships. And I feel like through July, you will be encouraged to let go of that which makes you feel lesser, that those lesser relationships, but also who you were when you felt less than in relationships. Know that you can be a king or a queen, and that you will be treated and respected as such, and that you're allowed to be there. I feel like this is you, Aries, taking ownership and accountability and owning that you want it to be good now. And this is you showing up and taking your place, and not running away, not going into escapism, not stepping out, but actually showing up and saying, I'm here for this. This month, Aries is here for this. That feels so big to me and so beautiful. So that's all I've got for you, Aries. This month, Aries is showing up. Aries is here for it. And you are freeing yourself in all the ways you need to, so that you can be here for this in the way that you know that you want to be. Okay. I invite you to join me on Patreon. I've got my own little community there. I post a little something every day, and I would love to have you there with me. Please come join me. I'll pop a link in the description box. You can also book in with me for one-to-one readings. I'll pop a link in the description box, and I will be back for your August readings, Aries. Have a fantastic month. I'll see you later.